Hey, good day everyone. As promised, the Tom Strignano head fake filter, and I'm going to tell you basically how this works and the rules of this. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be comparing two consecutive up closes, good for this bar. In other words, if it's like way out over here, this filter's not in play anymore. We're only comparing these two bars against this bar in order to execute a trade, and we're comparing these two down closes against this bar to execute a trade. I don't want to hear anybody telling me, oh, well, it was like 18 bars away and I was expecting something to hold. It has nothing to do with it, because we're always concerned with current price action, not price action, 20 bars away or 20 bars behind, okay? So, how the head fake filter works. Well, why I even use it? Well, I use it for a couple of reasons. I use it if we break support or resistance on the next bar that this is giving me an indication on. I want to see whether or not things break through Fibonacci levels. If they can't break through Fibonacci levels, I'm going to exit the trade thinking that it's going to be a false break or a head fake rally and everything's coming back into the range. Okay? Second way I use it is basically a straight up sell off of it, trying to get into a decent, low risk sale or low risk buy area. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. But here's the rules. We're going to be comparing two consecutive up closes. You can even look at this one. This is an up close, this is an up close. But if we're looking at for highs, we're coming up against resistance. And what I want to do is when I come up against resistance, I want to check something out. I want to compare the difference between this close and this high compared to the difference between this close and that high. So it's two consecutive up closes. We are approaching resistance, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, the close of this bar was 127.13, and the low and the high was 127.14. So that's a 1 pip difference. The high is 120.14, the close is 127.13. It's a 1 pip difference. I'm going to compare that versus this. The close here is 127.98 and the high is 128.22. That is a 24 pip difference. This close and this difference is greater than this one. 24 is greater than 1. Therefore, this top should hold. It's not 100%. Nothing ever is. It's just a good indicator, and it's a good way to get into a low risk trade. So what I would do is I would sell this with a stop, 25, 35 pips above this. 33 I usually use, okay? And, I'd let the market come down, and, I would definitely calculate, I would have, a support line coming up through here basically telling me when to take profit or not. Because look, if we do this, we got a demand point here, we got a demand point right there, if we're selling this off of the head fake filter and then it breaks down, we break this, that's great. Okay, so we're in the money. Now watch this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be comparing the two latest consecutive down closes as we approach a support line, major support line, which is now here, okay? We're going to be looking at the difference between the close and the low. The close is 126.90, the low is 126.83. That's 7 pips. The close over here is 126.37 against the low of 126.13. That's 24 pips. This 24 difference is greater than this. This bottom should hold. Same type of scenario. You could buy the open, stop, below here. Again, nothing is perfect, okay? Or if you took this sale, maybe you just want to exit over here. Maybe you got some guts and you're going to turn in reverse and go the opposite way. But as promised, that's the filter that I use, one of the indicators, not the only indicator, but one damn good indicator to determine whether or not a recent top is going to hold or a recent bottom is going to hold. It's a great little tool that you can use. You can find these everywhere. Just go experiment with them. Remember, you're comparing consecutive up closes, consecutive down closes. Now, let's say, for instance, just as an example to try to answer all questions without knowing what's in your head. You have this should hold, and all of a sudden you have this, and then it's a down close, but let's pretend this comes down, touches here, and it closes here. Well, all bets are off because the difference between this down close and that down close, this is less. This bottom's not going to hold. So, it's only good for the consecutive bars. If something changes, and say this bar touches down here, and then it closes like right on this line, and there's only a 1 pip difference between the close and the low, well, this filter is no longer invalid. Now you're thinking, well, if it does break, it's probably going to go. So, same thing for the top. Let's say, for instance, this bar closed up here with a close up here, and the difference is only 2 pips, and this is greater, the difference between this close and top is greater than this. Well, all bets are off. This is no longer in play, this filter anymore. You could break up, it's a new ball game, okay? But for here, it didn't, and it worked out very well, and as a matter of fact, it even picked the bottom, and you can turn around on it. So use it to save money, to prevent suboptimal trades. If you break a support line, and you break a support line here, and it's not hitting those fib levels, it's not going down any further, exit, because it's just a head fake breakout. So you come back up into the range probably. Same thing here. If this bar was to break up and it's not hitting a fib level, it's a head fake rally. Just exit and come back. Always look to get into the easy trades. That's what I do. I mean, that's what I'm all about. The easy side of the market. All right. That's the filter as promised. Got some more good stuff coming for you. Really, vortex trade, whopper trades. A lot of different stuff, a lot of different techniques. Pivot point analysis. Hope to see you guys at the workshop. The Inner Circle workshop is going to be great. I mean, we're really going to show some great techniques, get you guys sharpening those swords so that when we do battle out there, against those other guys, we're going to have them, man. It's going to be us against them, but with us, with a lot of good tools to beat them. I promise you. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Later.
Wipe you down. You smell, don't you?